Hey!
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're ready to start round 4. This was a much quicker turnaround than some of the other ones.
Yes.
Everybody was raring to go. So we've got Jonathon Morehouse back again for a third round in a row at the top table. He's doing really well today. Going against another 3-0 team, Eli Phillips. Now this one is going to be a much more difficult matchup. Eli is playing Gardevoir, which was huge several months ago. Huge, dominated the meta. But he's playing against Fairy's weakness, which is Steel type. So he's got that Solgaleo. He's got definite type advantage there. Gardevoir is still a huge threat, but we'll see how it goes.
It'll be an interesting matchup.
They're both very good players, so it'll be an interesting matchup to see. But there's definitely
I'm starting to like that Steel deck.
it is.
With
it's
not
quite
knowing
fun.
many decks, it seems like a very interesting deck.
I mean, you have seen it a lot today, so
yeah, exactly. It's been
right here in front of us all day.
It's been the dominant deck today.
All right, we're gonna look down there, see if they're ready for us. They should be ready any minute. All right,
They are ready.
They are ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and set this timer ready to go. If you want to go ahead and give them the signal, and they are ready to go, and my timer is going. I said my timer is good. There we go.
It's really fun when your signals will stomp on the ground.
I don't think too many people know that, but we are actually above the action right now. We are actually looking down up on them.
This is interesting to be so close to where the
Close to
battle
the
is.
action.
Close to the battle.
All right,
It's like if you were in the Poke Arena back in the TV show.
Oh yeah, you get to like watch all the matches down below you.
Yeah, see Pokemon doing crazy things like shock each other from miles away.
All right, so he's looking through his deck. What's he gonna grab off of this? Doing the smart thing, checking what all resources he has in his deck, just so he knows what's prized, so he knows what to expect, what he has available to him. He's gonna go ahead and grab that Gardevoir. He's probably got all the setup cards he needs in his hand for the follow-up turn. Because as you know, you can't evolve on the first turn unless you have some special shenanigan cards.
Which I believe you do, Josh, in your deck.
I do have some special shenanigan cards. I love myself some Wally. Alright, and he's going to pass that over to Jonathon. Now, if Eli can get set up quickly enough, yeah, that's how grammar works, he can try and stall this Solgaleo from getting set up.
You pop an Ultra Ball?
Pop an Ultra Ball. He's likely going to go for maybe a Tapu Lele, get some setup going with a Bridget.
With a Bridget, searching.
That would be
Tutor.
And hopefully we made sure to poke fun at them after this last round.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both just didn't even notice it. I mean, Jonathon ended up on top in the long run, so it didn't really matter. They both just didn't realize it happened. We can also confirm that the Jujus were just to mess with us. So.
They were. They had nothing. He was just switching them from side to side. Literally
just trying to see what the heck we would do.
And we did a lot. We talked a lot about Jujus.
Oh, indeed we did. So, all right, there's that and the Bridget, as we expected. Bridget has become when it first came out, it was less than $1 card. Like, nobody used it. And it's become so prevalent with the advent of Tapu Lele, things like that. It's just become a staple card.
How much does that gain around now?
I'm not actually quite sure. It might only be like just the normal Bridgets. I don't know. I want to say at one time, like not too long ago, they were about $5 a piece just for the regular ones. But they're definitely a major staple of any deck that needs a lot of setup prior, like all these ones that use basics and jump up to stage 2s, like Gardevoir and Solgaleo with those Cosmogs. Definitely needed in those setups.
Yes.
Alright, he's got that Drampa, got 2 Cosmogs. He is
Drampa.
very, very pretty with those Cosmogs on the bench. Much better setup than his last round.
Yes, like I really am enjoying that the Drampa. That seems like an interesting card.
Yeah, at first I wasn't, like, I thought it was okay. Wasn't too hyped on it. Some people were crazy about it. I honestly wasn't quite sure what that Berserk attack did. I thought it was on the opponent's. It's the damage counters on your own bench, so that's actually pretty nice if you have, like, rainbows lay down a Rainbow Energy, it does 10 damage when you attach it. So you just do that to one of your opponent's Pokemon. That could be a really spicy, juicy thing you got going on there.
Yeah, nice little combo.
But I think there was a janky deck going around that had about 4 Drampas. And you just loaded them up. 4 Drampas. That was loaded it up, maybe had some rainbows. Just loaded it up, got those damage counters on there, and just hit as hard as you could. Looks like he did get that Gardevoir up. Jonathon is in a good position with those, but if Eli can get a little more set up on that bench, it's going to be a scary matchup.
Seems like he has something to lay down next turn, though.
Yeah, he's definitely mulling over what he wants to do. Looks like he's got a Gallade in his hand, which is the other evolution for Kirlia, which is a fun time for him. And just as a reminder, Gardevoir GX, the thing that makes it so great is that Secret Spring ability, which once per turn, before you attack, you can attach a Fairy Energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, and that can be any Pokemon. And then it's Infinite Force attack, which is crazy for 1 Fairy Energy. It does 30 times the number of energy attached to both active Pokemon. So there used to be an attack called X-Ball on Mewtwo, and it was double colorless, and it just did 20 times the number of energy attached to both Pokemon. Then there was Evil Ball, kind of similar with the Evital EX. Now this one is 30 times, and it's only for 1 energy. It's ridiculous. Japan loves Gardevoir for some reason. They always seem to give it these crazy things going on. And it was very dominant here. So he's got that ready to go. He's got the Rare Candy, and looks like Little Solgaleo. Okay. Now, that one's a little different. Doesn't have the GX attack. But that one's got Shining Arrow, and it can do 50 damage to your opponent's Pokemon, to any of them. But if it hits the bench, it can't do weakness or resistance or anything. Then it also has Fangs of the Sun for 170, which can't use a second time, is the only drawback to that.
Yeah.
So with that, it can do Shining Arrow, snipe things on the bench for 50 or less. Does a really nice thing. Or it could hit that Gardevoir for a cheap 100 with the 2 energy. Because Fairy is weak to Steel, does the double the damage. Alright, so Eli's raring to go. What did he not attack with that? Or did he and just forget to draw a prize card? I kind of missed that whole exchange. Unless that's a different... No, I believe that's the correct Solgaleo. I don't think there's a different one out there. Alright, there he goes. Oh, and he hits that with that 170, knocks it out, gets his 2 prize cards off of that. Womp. Womp womp. Boom. Alright. So, like I said, Steel is crazy good in this matchup.
Yeah.
Does double damage to the Fairy types. He's got that Eevee up there. Not quite sure. His hand does not look like he can do anything. Which means that's going to wind down. Now, that Eevee only has 60 HP, so it will survive Shining Arrow attack. But he's going to place that down on that Oranguru, it looks like. Now, Oranguru, you can draw up to 3 cards once per turn, but like no more than 3 cards. So if you have 4 cards in your hand, you can't draw any cards.
Oh, okay.
So it's a nice little draw supporter. You just throw it on the back bench. Alright, so he is digging. Alright, he's gonna pull off that Ralts. Now, in this position, You need to survive a few more attacks, get a Gardevoir ready to go, and return fire with that first attack. That infinite force attack is, yeah. All right, now Jonathan's thinking. He's buying time with that.
I love Eevee.
Eevee's a fun Pokemon.
Yeah. Cute, cuddly, but can mess the game up with all its evolutions.
And like I said, this is the Eevee. You attach the energy, it can evolve automatically into the evolution of that energy. So with the fairy, it can turn into Sylveon. It was really nice in the Umbreon, Espeon decks. Just a fun card. Very...
Yeah, Eevee's great.
Alright, so they got that in. He's going to work with that. Let's see. Good idea for Jonathan would be to go ahead and prep some of the Cosmogs on the bench or the Drampa. There he goes. Because that Drampa ready to roll in the event. He can get some things out there. So he knocks that out with his Fangs of the Sun. Does 170. He's sitting in a very good position with 3 prize cards to 6. Puts a Rangaroo up. He's trying to stall some time. Get up Gardevoir so we can return fire on that Solgaleo. He's going to in. Hopefully get what he needs. Otherwise, it's going to be a very quick match.
Very quick match.
So, what he's wanting off of this is a Rare Candy and a Gardevoir GX.
Rare Candy, and what would the Rare Candy do for it again?
So, Rare Candy, so Ralts is the basic, but then the stage 1 is Kirlia, and stage 2 is Gardevoir. So, normally, Ralts to get to Gardevoir would have to evolve to Kirlia, and then into Gardevoir, but with Rare Candy, you can evolve straight to Gardevoir. So, you lay that down, you evolve, let's see, what does he have in his hand? He's got another Ralt, so he has a little bit extra time. The price trade will be nice, he's only trading at 1 price card a turn. He did not get what he needs. But Jonathan's set up very nicely. I don't know if Eli's going to be able to come back from this with that setup.
I don't think there's much return here.
He's going to do 50 to that Ralts, which makes sense. And let's see. It looks like a... Can't really tell what that supporter is. Maybe a Sycamore? No, Bridget. So he's going to play Bridget. Get some basics. Some GXs out there. It's like just an Eevee. He's going to check his... Maybe he didn't check that. As much I didn't see too many Gardevoirs in there. They might be prized. Which might be another...
Twice in one night. Prizes are the death of the deck.
Oh, yeah. It's... That happens. And there he goes with the ability. He's going to attach that. Let's see. Can we spot a Gardevoir GX in there? Anything pink? Maybe 1? There might be 1 in there.
Ooh, that's a tough grab.
Yeah, if he can pull an Ultra Ball maybe. But this is just kind of winding down.
To be a very quick match.
Now he's got Sylveon GX set up in the back, which is, it's a fun card. Can do Magical Ribbon, which is really nice for setup. For 1 Fairy Energy, you can search your deck for up to 3 cards and just put them into your hand. Any 3 cards you want.
Wow.
So it's a very good. But you have to waste an attack. Well, not, I guess, waste in that scenario. But you have to use up your attack for the turn to use it. Which is the main selling point of Sylveon GX and why Eevee's running this deck. The other one has Fairy Wind. I think it does 110. And then it has a GX attack that you can actually take 2 of your... Which is a nice one if you could get it set up. It's called Plea GX.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
And it has... You can put 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon and all the cards attached to it into your opponent's hand. So he could send those... That Solgaleo and that... Cosmoem, or the Drampa, whatever he chooses, Actually, the Cosmoem and the Solgaleo would probably be the best bet. Slow down that evolution. If he can knock out that Solgaleo, that'll be the main issue. But putting that up is going to be a problem with that Solgaleo still out, because he can easily knock it out with one hit. And with 2 prize cards remaining, that's not something he wants to do. So he ends again, ends him down to 2. He's got to believe in the heart of the cards. Get those cards he needs. He needs to get a Gardevoir up there so he can return fire, hit that Solgaleo, knock it out so that he can maybe go in with that Plea GX or just have a prayer in this match. So if he can get up with Infinite Force, he's already got 3 energies on it. That's a cool 90. If he can get, I think it has 160. Also, we need 3 on the Gardevoir for it to work. So if he can get that up and get a secret spring off, it might work out in his favor. But it's going to be a hard press.
I know, it seems very unlikely.
So it looks like he's going for the Plea, maybe. Maybe he could Guzma, get rid of that. That would be an interesting play. If he has a Guzma somewhere in his hand, he could Guzma, play Plea GX, get rid of both Solgaleos, set him up, stall for some time to come back from this deficit. But then there's another Solgaleo, which that's going to cause some problems for him. That's likely be close to the end of the game. I'd give it 2 turns. 2 exchanges.
Yeah. That seems like
yeah, Jonathon can get the knockout this turn, most likely, if he's got the cooldown. Otherwise, it's just not looking too hot.
Is that a Gardevoir in his hand?
It may be, but he's got that Drampa. He doesn't have any damage counters, and it looks like he only has 1 double colorless on there, so he could use Righteous Edge for 20. Maybe he's just putting it up just to take the hit, because assuming that he's probably making the assumption that he does have the Gardevoir, which is a smart assumption, that he could come down and attack the Solgaleo. Although I don't know if I'd agree with that. Oh, I see what he was doing. He's using Big Wheel GX, where you shuffle your hand into your deck and then you draw 10 cards. So he just went from being down to 2 to getting a huge hand of 10. So Jonathon's setting him up for a nice any scenario. So let's see, he's got the rare candy, and all right, let's see what he does, because he could. I do like the idea of Plea GX bringing him up and sending those 2 loaded Solgaleos back to the hand.
That seems like that's what would save him.
That would work very nice, but is that what he's doing?
Yes, yeah, he is. There it is. This is going to be an interesting.
Now, wait a minute. I think he just used Secret Spring on the Gardevoir and then attached to Retreat. So if they've been keeping track, he might have just messed up. I'm not sure. Or maybe he's seeing if there's even a comeback possible, like if he attaches this energy. Yeah. Oh no, he brought it up to get the cards he needed. Okay. I see it. Yeah. Yep, there's the game. Oh yeah. Those are all those Tapu Leles. 2 Tapu Leles prized. Makes it very difficult to get a supporter. And that was a difficult matchup. But I think he did well, given that he overwhelming weakness with that.
He was trying to come back very strong, and it looked for a while as if something could have happened.
Yeah, it's sometimes you can. The thing I like about the TCG is that even if there's a one-sided weakness like that, there's still the possibility to come back and win if you have like enough skill, luck, and everything.
And
it's still possible to win. Yeah. It's one of the big pushes that made me switch from the VGC to the TCG. Just being able to, if you're able to play the right cards and work out a win, it's still possible to win.
Yes.
And Eli definitely did have the possibility to win with that. Just didn't work out. The prizes weren't there. It was just a very tough matchup for him.
And me being a new player to Pokemon, it just seems like a very strong falter to sometimes get those prize cards of the main cards of your deck, just going right in there and not being able to be used for the entire game.
Yeah, they are making newer cards now. I think Gladion, and then they have some other things that let you switch out the prize cards, look at them and switch them out.
Wow.
Which is a nice new little mechanic they've got going on. And they
I
also have there's an old card town map. You can flip over all your prize cards so you can see what they are.
Wow.
Which is also a really nice card.
That is a nice card.
It doesn't see a lot of play, but in
Because
some
you look
jankier
at 'em
decks
and
or
you
things
don't
that
get to do
require
anything
it.
with them.
Yeah, but you can see what's in there.
Yeah.
But most people, they just look through their deck and they know what's in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know your deck well enough, you know what's in the prize.
Exactly. All right, well, Jonathon is on a roll. We'll probably see him in our 5th and final round coming up here shortly.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. 4-0, I think he's going to be here.
We're going to see him again.
Going to see a lot of Jonathon tonight. All right, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with our 5th and final round. Stay tuned, guys.
Thank you.